What's happening, everybody? Dan here, back with a very, very different video for you this time. In front of me, I found this. Got it for £1 from like a yard sale. And it's 2005-2006 price guide. It's not official, it's not made by Konami or anything. Made by Fantasia. $7.99, it is a British book. But it has some English, some American prices, like some things specifically we'll come on to in a moment. But I thought, what a time to compare the prices now, crazy after pandemic, COVID, etc., with what they used to be like in 2005 when this was printed. So we've got card market in the background, we're going to be looking at some specific cards. I've got the cam just to show you the book and see what we're going to go through. And we'll see what it looks like. And then I do have an 06-07 book as well. So we can maybe revisit this with more cards from this book. If you guys have any requests, please leave them down below. And whilst you're doing that, don't forget to subscribe and like, it helps a lot. If I see likes, I'll know you like this video and I will do another one. But please do leave comments. Any specific cards you want to see, anything you're interested in, and anything from the next book as well. It might have more promos and stuff, but we'll come on to that in a minute. So let's get right in. So let's open it up. Table of contents, it just talks forward, fake cards and the story. Fake cards is very basic, but it gives you a breakdown of the card itself and how to spot fake boosters and fake cards from back in the day. There was a lot of fakes around. Not so much anymore, except for the really dodgy looking Wish ones. Then it talks about card sets in English and then American. I don't know why it's split, they're pretty much the same. It's just the first 5 sets are listed as English and the others are listed as US and Canada. So let's get through. Let's start with Legend of Blue Eyes. I picked out a few cards that I think are good to look at. So Legend of Blue Eyes, page 18. Because I think we should start with the Legend of Blue Eyes White Dragon, because it seems like a sensible place to start. Which comes in at Unlimited 19, first edition, near mint, £27. So let's switch to card market and let's have a look. I'm going to turn this, we'll switch over to this. 27 for near mint English first. So the cheapest you can get unlimited English now is £6.86. But it's poor, very poor. So let's look at language English, condition near mint, and see the difference. Oh, we want first edition, of course. We don't really care for the unlimited. Wow. So it's minimum. Oh, that's graded Asian English, so we aren't even counting that. That's Asian English. Asian English again. 1,000 is the cheapest. See if the image works. It's graded, but even ungraded, there's nothing near mint ungraded. It's graded near mint 7. 1,000. What a difference! £27 it costs in 2005. Well, this is euros, but I guess we can work with that. It's with how the pound and the euro and the dollar is. It's all pretty close right now. But that's crazy. And that's not because of rarity or anything, I guess, but it's more damage, like playground damage especially. People are keeping everything near mint now. It's so easy to find things in near mint, but not the oldest stuff. So something I wanted to look at as well, and this is, I'm a big GOAT format fan, so Invasion of Chaos, it's one of the sets that changed everything. Page 118. Let's look at Invasion of Chaos. Specifically a card that I own myself, which is not near mint, because of playground damage. But let's look at first edition Chaos Emperor Dragon, Envoy of the End. So unlimited 23, first ed 33. We already know this is going to be high, right? So let's go and have a look and see what we can find on this. I can close this Blue Eyes one now. So cheapest is 25, and that's poor Italian. There's a light played English for 26. It's probably not going to be light played. Oh, it's not even English. Should have read this comment right. Real English, poor played, slight crease. That's poor. It's not going to work. Card market's been really messing up with its photos recently. So let's put first edition. Near mint. And English language. 160. I was expecting more, honestly, but 160. It's not so bad for a collection piece. It's an iconic card, truly iconic card. See, front near mint, back EX, and the card isn't near mint, but we'll have a look at the picture if it will load up. Card Market's not going to be kind to us today. It's been doing this on a lot of scans. I think it depends how it's uploaded. So not as big as a jump, not as big as a jump as I thought. I haven't pre-checked all of these. I've got the cards ready to go, but I haven't checked the prices, so it's a real true look at it. So I guess we should look at its twin. Well, its twin, its brother, which is right here actually. Black Luster Soldier, Envoy of the End. The GOAT format staple, the biggest boy. 19 on limb, 27 first. I expect this to be cheaper than the Emperor Dragon, Chaos Emperor Dragon. But we'll have a look. Because it is played. So the cheapest version is cheaper than the Emperor Dragon. Let's open up this and see what we get. So we're going to look at first edition English and near mint again to match this. Wow, it's way more. I shouldn't have been surprised. With the errata to Chaos Emperor Dragon, I guess. And this is played and sought after because of GOAT format. It's just such a popular old format. Again, not really. For front near mint, back EX, the card, it's not near mint, is it? Let's see. That scan's going to work, so let's have a look at this. So that looks pretty damn good. This is listed as near mint first. Looks like a bit of dirt on it. Right, we're back. That, zooming in on that scan, minor dirt things, was enough to crash my old OBS. So let's carry on. Let's crack on with the next one. I've skipped ahead of the main sets because I want people to post what they want to see in the comments, but at the very end of here, as you've just seen, it shows tournament cards, promotional cards, and then Japanese sets and cards. I'm going to skip the Japanese stuff because mostly it's listed as low price and it's hard to find a price online on the English sites, so maybe someone could show me where I can find the prices to compare. We can have a look because they're very old stuff. But let's look at tournament cards and promotional cards. So page 186, TP1. And the card that changed everything at the time it was released, Mechanical Chaser. The 1850, the old 50 attack points, which caused a hell of a ruckus. 187 at the time. Now we know it's going to be more today. And 187 was a lot back then for an 1850 vanilla. So let's have a look. Let's turn off to this. So the cheapest light played French. Scan's broken. I'm not going to look at the scans actually after it crashed last time, but 179. So let's look at English. Sorry, we don't care where it's located. Language English, condition near mint, and let's have a look. So 590 cheapest, which is cheaper than I was expecting. I was expecting 4 figures minimum for these. It was like for anything with a decent grade. You're looking at that, like with actual grading sites. Just like PSA here. This one will hover over, but we won't click, just to see it's not graded by PSA. 590. So this is just for a collector's piece. This isn't played, but it is a hell of a piece to collect. TP1 has not a lot of other relevant stuff. It has some really cool like single print cards or OCG cards or things that we haven't seen much, like Corroding Shark or I don't know, these vanillas that I never seen. Winged Dragon Guardian of the Fortress 1, for example. But we're going to look into them. I mean, they're probably still worth a lot more now. I know some of these are, like the Hercules. When B-Trooper first came in current, the card went crazy. Let's look at TP2, because there's a very spicy card in there, which is Morphing Jar. Ultra rare TP2 Morphing Jar was 120 at the time. Let's see where that is now. Wow, so just at a glance, there's not many here. This is all that's for sale in Europe on Card Market. 1.2, 1200. Near mint print. Back has ink spots. Fixed price. I'm not going to open up these scans, but we can see they're good. I do like the ungraded ones. 1200 minimum. We won't even have to filter this. So the cheapest English near mint, it is graded, is £2,000. It's the same guy, same setup. Crazy. Doesn't mean it's worth 2,000. Bear that in mind. That's just what this is what it's not selling for. I mean, there's not many solds going to be on here. Man, wow, 26th of the 1st, 2017. We're seeing sales at 230. There's a sale at 15, but it could have been a Japanese. You never know. we're looking 800, and then COVID hit. And people are starting to buy for collection. So that's crazy looking at that. I realise you probably didn't see when I had the book open, but we'll pop it up because we showed up like the Winged Dragon and that. But there it is, Morphine Jar TP2. And again, there's some other cool collector's cards in here. Still, some of them are a crazy price back then. Most of these are a couple of pounds each. Nothing too mad. Here was the TP1 Hercules. So let's move on to TP3 and then we'll move on to some promos. Because TP3 had a reprint of Mechanical Chaser. We won't look at that for now. What we will look at is Needleworm because this is a personal favourite of mine. And these are quality cards. TP3, 113 at the time. I mean, this was years after as well. This is not on release or anything. And you can see the jar, it's not going for crazy money in 2017. Needleworm. So 440 minimum in good. How many are here? Do we have to filter this out for near mint? No, there's not many listed, of course. So the first near mint, 600, which is crazy. Nice that these are working. I think these are older scans. That's graded, but I mean, you can take that with what you will, whether you believe the grading or not. On these, on the grading companies, you don't see so much. Someone's at the. It's listed at mint because it's PSA. No, it's PSA gradable. I think asking 3,500 for an ungraded copy is crazy. But you never know. We're not going to open that up. But these cards, especially things like Needleworm that didn't really see meta relevance, these are just going to be getting beaten up in rubber bands and playground all the time, especially if we're just milling 5. Crazy to see the difference. I mean, the reason these are so expensive, of course, is because of they were similar. They're fairly scarce, but people weren't thinking about future and making money on them. Let's look at. Skip past the rest of the tournament packs, but please feel free, drop a comment if there's anything specific you want to see, so we can revisit these. Let's take a very quick look at the McDonald's promos. So, even as a child I was playing, but I didn't get to get these cards. When this came out, these were just being released. You could check off the ones you got. Ultras, Supers. Nothing too relevant, but Millennium Shield and Cosmo Queen are super cool. Millennium Shield especially, personal favourite of mine. So we're going to check out the 2 Ultras, just to see what they're at. They were at 27 each. Let's have a look. Millennium Shield, there's a lot of poor played, etc. So let's list name in English. I mean, they're all English actually, which is very handy. I'm surprised they didn't do different languages for different countries. I don't know a lot about these. But this would be a cool collection piece, that's for sure. So 150 is, it's not bad. Not bad at all. And it's £27 or 150. Well, I say 144, but pretty good. I wouldn't be opposed to having this in my collection at this price. I don't like the super expensive collection pieces because personally I'd rather use the money for other things, but quite alright. Let's look at Cosmo Queen. Let's see if it follows a similar trend. This is way cheaper. Let's put some near mint. Let's see what we got for near mint. Wow, way cheaper. I wonder if it's just less sought after, or it's to do with reprints maybe. Oh, that's Japanese. That's what caught me off. So it is 100. But that's okay. 100's not so bad. Oh, were these only in American? There's a lot of saying American here. I wonder if there's an American and a EU version. Maybe that's why I didn't see them as a child. But that's not as crazy as I was expecting. I was expecting a lot more out of these. I guess they're not as sought after for people, or people don't want to collect them so much. But I think they're cool. They remind me of the video games a lot. Especially the old PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 video games. Let's go take a look at some promos to wrap this up. Like DDS. So we're moving from McDonald's. So we've got Tim promos and the first Game Boy Color game, Dark Duelist Stories. I mean, this card is like the Holy Grail. This is the one that everyone talks about. The DDS Blue Eyes, £40 as a secret rare at the time. Dark Magician coming in at 17, and Exodia coming in at 43. And then the one everyone had as a child with these set of promos, the Ciaru, Acid Trapple and Salamandra. Ciaru? Let me go on the pronunciation of that one. But we're not going to look at these. We're going to take a quick look at Blue Eyes, Dark Magician and Exodia. We know they're going to be money, but let's just see how much. This is a crazy cheap back then. Exodia the Forbidden One. Oops. Exodia the Forbidden One. So the cheapest played 100. I mean, I don't want to load it up, but that doesn't seem so bad. You can't see any obvious creases, but it's such a small picture. Let's not dwell. But let's look at near mint. Of course, you don't get first edition, etc. on these. 445 graded is a lot cheaper than I was expecting. I don't know the prices of any of these. I was expecting 4 figures. It looks like PSA graded at 500, which seems way less than I was expecting. Really cool collection piece for that. But it's because it's not the most sought after. Let's check out Dark Magician. There's not going to be many of these on, so we don't need to filter this. We're going to jump straight from a light played at 500 to near mint at 800. I mean, they're working their way up to the price. I think a lot of you might know the Blue Eyes is that at the minute. But again, not too much to dwell on this one, but such a crazy difference. Like, imagine keeping this seal back in the day. Sitting on a gold mine, but everyone was desperate to rip these open as kids. So, the Big Daddy Blue Eyes, let's look at him. So, minimum 600 for the poor, well, played, probably poor. Broken scan, but the pictures are there. Looks like it's got a crease by the sounds of that description. Let's sort by near mint. I mean, we can see them starting to show here. But the cheapest near mint, ungraded, 2,899. That's more than I was thinking. I was thinking 2k, and I think that's an average price. But we can see some sales here where these must have been the poor and played ones, really poor. Or maybe Japanese as well. You can always think about that. People advertise different versions on here, out of character and out of sync. But there is a sale at 4,500. So you can imagine that's one of these PSA 9s or similar. Crazy money. And this was £40 in 2005, which was a few years after the game was released. I don't have the date of the game release. I should have looked that up actually. So there's one more game I want to look at to wrap this up. And it is the classic PlayStation 1 game, Forbidden Memories. I played mostly the Duelist of the Roses myself. Which came with the Magnet Warriors. I still play this game to this day sometimes. Really enjoyed it. I have Forbidden Memories, but wasn't playing it so much myself. But I really like the promos. The Harpy's Pet Dragon is a favourite. Metamorph is one I really want for my collection. So let's have a look. They're coming in at 20 for Metamorph, 23 for Harpy's Pet Dragon, and 30 for the Red Eyes Black Metal Dragon. Let's shut that up and take a look. So Harpies, I don't imagine there's many. We can just scroll down. Near mint 250, which is crazy for a card that doesn't see play. But it's just the Prismatic Secret. The old Prismatic Secret just hits different, right? So let's look at Red Eyes. I expect this to be lower. It's actually higher. Maybe because Red Eyes, because Joey's card, but I was expecting this to be lower than the Harpy's Pet Dragon. We're looking at 330. That's like US print. I assume these scans are broken because I would love to look at these if they weren't going to crash my PC again. And finally, Metamorph. I want a couple of copies of this for a layout I've got in my personal collection, where I have the Red Eyes, the Metamorph, the Red Eyes Black Metal, and the same with Zoa, Metal Zoa. Maybe I could pick up a couple of these cheaper light play versions, although this one's got a crease. I've zoomed in on this picture before, actually thought about buying this one. When we get down to looking at near mint, 125 for a PSA 8. See, the difference in these aren't as surprising as I thought. So the difference is about £100. On this specifically, of course, the Harpy's Pet Dragon more, and the Red Eyes is maybe 300 difference. Well, it's 100, 200, 300 difference as you go through the range, which is just mental. I mean, that Metamorph is less collectible, but to me, personally, like, childhood memories there. So, let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed it. We've got plenty more of these. We can do the 0607 book and see how they've changed between the books, or we can see how they've changed in Jamral. I'll have more sets, so we might be able to get some more of these. I'll have to have a look around. As soon as I found it, picked it up and bought it immediately. It's well worth £1, even just for the nostalgia looking back through it. But leave a comment down below. Any cards you want to see, please let me know. Very keen to do another one of these if you want to see it. Please drop a like, and please don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more of these. I think it's a very different way of doing things. And I like it. It makes a change to Dueling Book gameplay, and I don't know, just having a look back, seeing what we'll remember. Alright guys, thanks a lot.